Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. 5 Miami Heat players making a case to be the next developmental success. In a league that comprises 510 roster spots and only 60 draftees per season, it is a common practice for every team to utilize undrafted players. Last season, the Miami Heat remarkably emerged as the fourth team in league history to employ a minimum of 5 undrafted players in at least 65 games, as per research conducted by ESPN Stats and Information. Amongst these 4 teams, the Heat stood alone with a winning record. Miami has truly mastered the skill of finding diamonds in the rough, as proven by undrafted players such as Duncan Robinson, Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, and Caleb Martin, to name a few. The Heat have achieved victory by turning their necessity of player development into a unique advantage. The Heat exemplify their commitment to player development by showcasing the highest percentage of points scored and minutes played by undrafted players compared to other playoff teams. With many undrafted players on their roster, Miami stands out as a team that values overlooked prospects and projects. These players do not see themselves as undrafted, but rather as integral members of the team who carry a chip on their collective shoulders. Here are 5 players making a case to be the next developmental success. After his 2-way contract with the Philadelphia 76ers and their G League affiliate team, the Delaware Blue Coats, Highsmith joined the Heat in December 2021 as a reserve player. Since signing a standard 3-year contract in March 2022, he has emerged as an exciting and promising talent. His defensive skills, versatility, and occasional offensive brilliance have made him a favorite among fans. In addition to his natural talent and abilities, Highsmith's unwavering self-belief has transformed him from an underdog to a strong contender for a spot in the team's rotation. He quickly earned the respect of Miami's coaching staff. He impressed them with his versatility on both ends of the court and exceptional defensive abilities, including his proficiency in guarding positions 1 to 4, protecting the paint, and defending the three-point line. Like his teammate Caleb Martin, Highsmith is an undersized forward, but he doesn't let that hinder him. With enhancements in his offensive game and a more well-rounded skill set, he has the potential to be a dominant force on the court. Highsmith's versatility in defense, shooting, and rebounding makes him a valuable role player. As a strong and athletic forward, Highsmith is also a reliable rebounder for his size. Although he is already recognized as one of the team's top defenders on the perimeter, having an outside shot that opponents respect would also make him a formidable threat on offense. While Highsmith's tenacity in guarding the ball is commendable, his three-point shooting percentage of 37.1%, along with his volume of shots, were relatively low, never exceeding 37 three-pointers in a single season during his previous 3 seasons. Highsmith worked on his three-point shooting a lot last season and at training camp. Highsmith has proven that a willingness to improve and work hard pays off. This season, he's shown a drastic improvement in his three-point shooting and is more of a valuable role player and key contributor on the wing. Arguably, he is currently experiencing the most impressive stretches of his career in terms of three-point shooting. Previously considered a non-factor from beyond the arc, he is now a major reason for Miami's three-point shooting success alongside sharpshooter Duncan Robinson. Joel Embiid's next step in injury recovery ahead of 76ers Heat matchup. Now that Joel Embiid is back in action after dealing with a left meniscus injury, the Philadelphia 76ers have to get him reacclimated and finish the regular season strong. The Sixers defeated the shorthanded Oklahoma City Thunder in a close contest on Tuesday night. In 29 minutes, Embiid notched 24 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, and 3 steals on 6-14 shooting from the field. His minutes were limited as he played his first game in months. While he clearly wasn't as mobile as he usually is, he provided good enough minutes to extend Philly's winning streak to 2 games. Now, As the 76ers hit the road for the final time this regular season, Embiid and the team will look to keep the wins coming. Up next is a showdown against the Miami Heat on Thursday. The big man anticipates playing as long as his knee feels fine. "I think it's all about how it responds," Joel Embiid said after the win over the Thunder. "Hopefully, everything goes well. We got another back-to-back coming up that, according to them, I should never play back-to-backs in my life. But we'll see if that's the best decision. We got that coming up, so we just gotta take it day by day, see how the knee responds tomorrow. We got a big one in Miami. If I'm good to go, I'll obviously go." Embiid said that he wants to take advantage of every opportunity that he can to play, but also stressed the importance of maintaining his health. The Heat have beaten the 76ers twice this season and hold several tiebreakers that could prove to be the difference in seeding, and, in turn, who would host a potential play-in game between them. Miami has a 1.5-game lead over Philly for the 7th seed. Joel Embiid and Jimmy Butler both have missed the last 3 matchups between the 76ers and the Heat. Kyle Lowry put up a big performance in their last showdown, saving Philly from losing the 4-game season series with a pivotal win. But that's still a possibility that the Sixers will do their best to avoid when they face Butler, Bam Adebayo, and the Heat at the Kaseya Center. After facing the Heat, the 76ers will see the Memphis Grizzlies on Saturday and the San Antonio Spurs on Sunday. Both teams are missing numerous key players due to injuries and are among the worst in the league. Still, they can't be taken lightly. Memphis beat Philly not too long ago, and Victor Wembanyama is getting better and more dominant each game. Nick Nurse said that Embiid has worked hard, slimmed down, and done a really good job keeping his conditioning up. If the big man can play versus the Heat, it could mean that the reigning MVP is only a step or two away from tip-top shape. "Normally I would say a couple week and a half, whatever," Nurse said of the time frame for Embiid getting back to full health. "But it wouldn't surprise me hearing about one more game or two that he's ready to roll if everything turns out okay tomorrow." LeBron James says Ohio State offensive coordinator Chip Kelly helped evolve Miami Heat offense, Buckeye breakfast. As it turns out, Ohio State offensive coordinator Chip Kelly may have been part of the reason why LeBron James and the Miami Heat won 2 championships. On the Mind the Game podcast with JJ Redick, James detailed what changed for the Heat after the NBA Finals loss to the Dallas Mavericks. Notably, it included coach Eric Spoelstra instituting more floor spacing to maximize the talent of James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. In 2010, LeBron James became the NBA's ultimate villain when he decided to take his talents to the Miami Heat in a drawn-out free agency process, announcing his departure from the Cleveland Cavaliers in a controversial manner when he appeared on ESPN to make his decision. James and Chris Bosh both took less than the max just so they could join Dwayne Wade and form a powerhouse in Miami. In the famous Heat-less Big Three's first year together, they were a rousing success. Following a middling 10-8 start, the Heat proceeded to go 48-16, finishing first in the Eastern Conference. They carried over this momentum towards the postseason, as they took care of their Eastern Conference opponents in the playoffs in a total of 15 games, 5 games per series, en route to an NBA Finals rematch against the Dallas Mavericks that was 5 years in the making. We all know what happened next. LeBron James and the Heat fell short in ignominious fashion, with Dirk Nowitzki getting his redemption in a 6-game series win for the Mavericks. While James has been wildly successful since then, winning 4 championships while being the final boss of the Eastern Conference for nearly a decade, he still rues the missed opportunity the Heat had in 2011 and chalked it up to their lack of depth. Obviously my first year in Miami, yeah, we had a big three and everyone said it's a super team. Super team this, super team that, but we had to build our team around all minimum guys. Which was still okay, but we didn't fill out the complementary guys enough. Yeah, we had Rio, Mario Chalmers, we had Udonis, Haslam, but we didn't have enough as far as enough complementary guys to actually make it all work. James said on the latest episode of his Mind the Game podcast with JJ Redick. As much truth as there is to what LeBron James said, he is still downplaying how much talent the Heat had during the 2010-11 season. Sure, the team didn't have much depth, but they still had more than enough talent to win it all in 2011. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation of LeBron James? Leave your opinion in the comments.